Welcome to this lesson for Excel 2016. This time, index and match. Index and match are powerful lookup functions which can be used to return the value of any cell in a table. Match searches through a row or column for an item, then returns the relative index number. For example, I've got a drop-down with some products from this table. To demonstrate how match works, I'll type into F2 equals match, press tab. First argument is the lookup value. That's the product from the drop-down. Click E2, comma. Next argument is the lookup array. That's the range of cells which contain the lookup value. Over here, it's the product column. Drag and highlight A2 to A8, comma. Next is the match type. If it's set to 1 or left out, it finds the largest value which is less than or equal to the lookup value. The array must be in ascending order. If it's set to -1, it finds the smallest value which is more than or equal to the lookup value. The array must be in descending order in that case. If it's set to 0, it assumes the table is unsorted and you want an exact match to the lookup value. That's what I want here. So type a 0, press enter. An index returns 5, and the mixer is in the 5th row of the lookup array I selected. If I change the drop-down to coffee maker, match returns a 3, the 3rd row in the array. Because match returns an index, it can be used with functions which have an index parameter, such as VLOOKUP. Over here I have another drop-down which lists the products in column A. In B11 I'm going to use VLOOKUP to look up the products in the drop-down and use match to find the column they're in. So in B11 type equals VLOOKUP, press tab. First argument is the lookup value. That'll be the drop-down. Click A11. Then press F4 to make it an absolute reference. I'm going to be copying the formula. Comma. Next is the table array. This is the entire table without the field headers. Drag and highlight A2 to C8. Press F4 to make them absolute. Comma. Next argument, the column index number. This is where match comes in. Type match, press tab. First argument, lookup value. This will be the field header brand. Click B10, comma. Next is the lookup array. This is the field headers in the table. Drag and highlight A1 to C1. Press F4 for absolute reference, comma. I want an exact match, so a 0 here. Close the parentheses, then type a comma to get to the final argument of VLOOKUP. Range lookup is 0. The array is unsorted. Close the parentheses, then press Ctrl Enter. Now drag the fill handle over to C11. And there you go. Match gave VLOOKUP the index of the field headers. So as you can see, match can work with rows or columns. Match can do even more amazing things when you combine it with index. Index has two versions, an array form and a reference form. The array form is the one I'm going to be using here. It returns the value of a specified cell in a range. For example, I'll use index here to find various items in the product column by putting in their index numbers. In E6, I type equals, index, then press tab. The first argument is the array. This is the range of cells I'm searching through. So I drag and highlight A2 to A8, comma. The rest of the arguments are optional, but you'll have to use at least one of them. First is the row number. This is the row number in the array argument where the value is located. If the array argument was made of columns, I'd use the next argument column number to tell the index which column the value was in. The array I selected is comprised of rows, so I'll be using the row argument only. I'll type a 3. Press enter. Now I get the coffee maker, the third row down in the array. If I double-click on the cell and change the row to 5, and press enter, it returns the mixer. Now I'll delete the formula and show you how it works with the column argument. Type equals, index, press tab. First argument, array. I'll drag and highlight A1 to C1, comma. I don't need the row argument this time, so I type another comma to get to the column number. I'll type a 2, press enter, and there's brand, the second column in the array of columns I selected. Now I'll delete it again, and this time use both column and row arguments. Type equals, index, press tab. For the array, I'll drag and highlight A2 to C8, comma. I'll type a 2 for row, then a comma, then 2 for column. Press enter. And there's DV, the second column over, second row down. Remember, VLOOKUP has the limitation that it looks up items counting from the leftmost column. So what if I needed to look up something in the leftmost column? I'd use index and match together. Here I have a table with model numbers in the first column, then products, brand, and prices in these columns. I have here a drop-down with products to look up. I want to get their model numbers, so I need to use index and match. VLOOKUP won't do here. In B11, I type equals, index, press tab. I'll find the model number with the index, so for the first argument, the array, I'll drag and highlight A2 to A8, then a comma. Next argument is the row. This is where I'll use match. Type match, tab. Match is going to be used to find the index of the product in the drop-down. First argument, lookup value. Click A11, comma. Next is the lookup array. That's the products in the column B. Drag and highlight B2 to B8. Then a comma. I want an exact match, so a 0 for the match type. Close parentheses. Then another close parentheses for the index function, and press enter. And there's the model number of the toaster oven. I can change the drop-down to look up any product's model number here. Match found the index of the product in column B, then index used the number to find what row the model number was on in column A. So as you see, index and match together make a powerful pair. Well, that concludes this lesson on Excel 2016, Index and Match. Thanks for watching.